Personality is only bold, and this contorted definition is starting to have consequences we're not really talking about.
I don't want the soft girl life. I want to be a baddie. I want my life to scream boss, not housewife. Red nails, chunky necklaces, bust down middle parts, beat face, big exotic purses, chunky heels. I don't want Pilates and matcha. I don't want two-piece sets that's pink and white. I want my life to give that. I want my life to have personality. I don't want to sit cute and be soft.
Somehow, we started associating personality with a certain type of look: loud, bold, expressive, and anything other than this is simply boring and uninteresting.
Y'all be so fucking boring having no type personality. That should be cooking me. No reason you should be asking me what I'm doing every 5 seconds. If you can't keep a conversation going for just a little bit, like, we should be able to talk for fucking hours.
Characters has to feel entertaining enough to consume, and aesthetics can't be soft, calm, or quiet, because then it lacks depth, individuality, and personality altogether. This is the reality we are going to be discussing in today's video: how personality became reduced to visibility and self-expression became a performance. Hey guys, Nachima here. Welcome back to the channel. Do want to like and subscribe if you're not. And let's get right into the video. I think it's only right that we start first by defining what personality actually is, so that we clear all this misconception that we keep seeing online. So according to Britannica, personality is a characteristic way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. It embraces moods, attitudes, and opinions, and is most clearly expressed in interactions with other people. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't see where it says personality should be bold and expressive. But we're still going to look at other definitions so that we're completely sure of what we're saying. So, according to my dictionary here, Webster Comprehensive Dictionary, Encyclopedic Edition, it says that personality is that which constitutes a person. Also, that which distinguishes and characterizes a person's personal existence. Again, no part of this says personality is loud or bold or expressive. What we've been able to understand from these definitions is that personality is the characteristics that make up a person, and that could be a wide range of things, encompassing both loud and quiet things. Now, I'm not saying this as a passage for people to not explore and discover interesting parts of themselves, but I am simply pointing out that a person's personality is not expected to be all fun and expressive, because with what we're seeing online, that is what personality is supposed to be. Somehow, the vibe of a single conversation is enough to conclude that a person lacks personality, not that they may just have low external expression.
I feel like people don't have personalities anymore, and it's kind of scaring me. I don't know if it's just the people around me, but people don't know how to actually carry a conversation. I thought that I had to tone myself down and who I am because nobody else was matching my energy, and I felt like I just wanted to stay home at that point because, I mean, everybody is just so, like, boring and plain.
It's even worse when an initial conversation is expected to get all deep and personal when you literally just met the person.
People have absolutely zero personality, and it's infuriating when you have to have a conversation with them. A friend introduced me to somebody the other day. I felt like I was interviewing the guy. One word answers. I don't even think in that entire conversation he asked me one question. I'm there looking over at my boy thinking, why have you introduced me to this person?
Now, it's also possible that a person could be giving off such vibes because they are simply not interested in the conversation, which is a whole other matter. But is that people are somehow expected to always carry this bubbly conversational energy because that's the determinant of having a personality.
Y'all be so fucking boring having no type personality. That should be cooking me. No reason you should be asking me what I'm doing every 5 seconds. Like, come on, bro. We could talk about something. If you can't keep a conversation going for just a little bit, like, we should be able to talk for fucking hours. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know about you guys, but I know social awkwardness is a thing. And sometimes I get it too. But I don't think it's a crime or a determining factor of a person's personality. We're even seeing pretty girls being dragged for having no personality because their conversational skills fall short.
Why is it always the attractive ones that are always so freaking boring? Like, bro, this girl is a 10 out of 10. Bro, if she walks past you, you will look twice. Try to actually have a deep, meaningful conversation with this girl. It's as if you're trying to force a rock to bring out water. Honestly, like, this girl has no freaking personality.
Now, I understand how that may feel for a guy, but that doesn't mean that the lady has no personality. As a matter of fact, that might actually be her personality, but you're just not comfortable with it. She might just be a very conservative and reserved person, but because you already have a certain expectation of what the personality of a girl that pretty should look like, you get disappointed when that is not what you find and conclude that she lacks personality. It is even more funny when a person's personality is expected to be entertaining. Not only are you supposed to have exceptional conversational skills with no social awkwardness whatsoever, but you should also be able to make somebody laugh or at least crack a smile.
I've come to realize, yeah, a lot of fine babes have no personality. All they know is maintenance, and as a man, you should. If he really wants to, he would. And flying out, and handbag and shoe. They can't even make you crack a smile when you're feeling down, let alone make you laugh. Sometimes I don't even know if they can talk. I know you look fine, but can you talk? And when you do talk to them, they have no fucking personality. They can't even make you smile.
Now, my question is this: when did having a personality become a matter of how entertaining you are? Because we're constantly seeing these no personality cries, but most of it is just over people having little social skills, which tells little to nothing about their actual personalities. The problem is that people expect to see a person's personality immediately they see them. And if it happens to be a reserved or conservative person who doesn't show their true selves quickly, they become tagged as having no personality. In fact, people who are socially awkward, aka shy people, are simply considered boring because they are not visually expressive or loud.
I hate when someone automatically assumes someone's boring and has no personality when they're just shy. Because, bro, everybody has a personality. It's just not everybody's open. You have to earn it.
Personality has simply stopped being something you gradually experience from a person, but something that should be instantly visible. And it's not just that, but we've come to a point where people are pitching their different ideas of how you could or could have developed a personality. Apparently, if you weren't a fangirl growing up, you simply have no personality now.
I genuinely believe that if you were not a fangirl or if you were not a fangirl growing up, you do not have a personality. I'm talking about fangirl for anything, all right? Music, movies, actors, artists, even like sports player, athletes, like whatever. If you were not a fangirl, I'm like confused. What do you mean that you didn't grow up in fandoms and in these communities with these inside jokes? I genuinely believe it made me the person I am today. Actually, like I'm 100% positive. It is a fundamental part of my being.
All of this just shows how much personality has been put into this loud and expressive box. Is that to have a personality, you have to be overly hyped about certain things or have extreme passion for something. So, if your attitude towards something isn't exaggerated, then you are not interesting. It's even more crazy how hobbies have become a definitive proof of personality, not just an aspect of it. We have become so comfortable with this distorted notion that personality is only loud and highly consumable that Gen Z is now being attacked for having no hobbies, hence no personality.
We have enough people shitting on Gen Z. Why are we doing it too? Why does everyone need a hobby all of a sudden or an interest to have personal style? I don't get it. Everyone's now transforming this whole discourse into the discussion that Gen Z has no personalities, all we do is scroll, and that's why we don't have any individuality, which I beg to differ.
It's that being quiet, soft, or calm isn't stimulating. People want to be wowed, entertained, and impressed, and a calm or soft personality isn't doing it for them. It's why when a post asks the question, what's something that people do that screams I have zero personality? There are comments like, people who don't really listen to music, cause what? People who can't be weird at all. People who don't have an ounce of dark humor. And one that I find particularly funny, not having strong opinions on anything. Like they'll answer, yeah, I don't know. And on this one, I'm going to say, could it be possible that they just don't know? Or do you want them to lie and exaggerate? And I can honestly bet that people have strong opinions about certain things. It might just be something you are not interested in or something that you are yet to discover. And there was a comment I came across under a post that literally said, If people really shared with you the strong opinions that they had on certain things, you'd quite literally run or get scared. It's why people will not entirely show who they are, especially on the first time of meeting somebody or in the initial stages of meeting somebody. However, what all of these comments shows is that we're not comfortable with something being subtle or calm. Everything has to be loud and expressive. And we're seeing this with certain aesthetics being termed boring and lacking personality. And yes, I might be guilty as well because I did make a video titled "The Clean Girl Aesthetics Have Made Us Boring." I know some of you have seen that video, but if you haven't, the link is in the description. But I don't think I talked about that video in the sense of the aesthetic being boring, but that people were watering down their true selves to fit into the aesthetic. Just go watch the video. However, with personality being reduced to loud, certain aesthetics are simply considered lacking of personality because they are subtle and calm. The clean girl aesthetic and the soft girl lifestyle have simply earned the boring and no personality title, and women who fit into these aesthetics are considered as such.
If you have this style, you have no personality. The same slicked back hair and makeup that's supposed to look effortless, but we all know how much effort it really takes.
I have a personal beef with whoever came up with the clean girl trend because what do you have against individuality and personality? Like, honestly, what's with all this minimalism? Do we need the same gray, boring, beige packaging on every single item? Like, please.
The truth is that we don't realize or want to believe that there are people who are genuinely just that way. And if the way they behave, think, interact, carry themselves, and emotionally respond give off calm and soft, it doesn't mean that they have no personality. As a matter of fact, what it means is that that is actually their personality. We're constantly begging for individuality and personality to be brought back. But what we're truly asking for is a certain form of expression, one that is bold, loud, and consumable. We simply do not acknowledge quieter personalities as personalities. And this obvious preference is what's killing individuality even more. Because now people are performing themselves instead of naturally expressing themselves, just so that they can be considered cool and interesting. This performance technique is even taught to women as a way to attract a man.
If you don't have a personality, make up stories, make up stuff. Oh my gosh, I have such a funny story. They just make up the story real quick. Not a long story, but a quick story. And then laugh. Yesterday, I was walking to my car and oh my God, you're not going to believe this. Oh, something like that ever happened to you? Make up stories.
Now, part of the thing this does is make people feel the need to copy somebody else who they feel is full of personality, to the point where stealing of personality becomes a thing.
I can't stand seeing another grown ass woman not know who she is. Why don't you have your own personality at this big ass age? I say I'm chosen, now this bitch chosen. I say I can see through people, now this bitch can see through people. Call myself Fat Ma, now this bitch Fat Ma. I say I'm ready to go, this bitch ready to go. Like, girl.
We're seeing this because the internet has somehow convinced some people that their quieter personalities isn't a personality. So it seems like a better idea to live like someone else who supposedly has a personality. And sadly, this is playing a part in people's loss of identities. It's starting from overshadowing your true self to completely losing sight of the things that make you you. Personality becomes the least of the problem because your identity is nowhere to be found.
A lot of people don't just lack personality, they lack identity, like core identity. And it's becoming more pervasive with the internet and the rise of monoculture because people are becoming more and more alike. People are getting their personality or the way that they see the world from the internet. They don't have interests, they don't have hobbies, they don't really have knowledge generally or deeply of things that aren't reflected on their social media feeds.
This distorted view of personality have sort of made people afraid to show any part of themselves that isn't loud. They'd much rather go with the crowd than do anything that sets them apart from others for fear of being judged. And it's part of the reason why there's this we mentality that people are beginning to find annoying.
Am I the only person noticing that people on the internet don't seem to have their own personalities? It's always, what are we doing next? What are we wearing next summer? What fragrances are we doing? Can you guys not think for yourself? Or, I like a side part, but everyone's doing a middle part right now, even though I don't like it. Girl, if you like a side part, do the freaking side part.
People just don't consider themselves interesting enough to stand alone. The crowd seems safer because there you don't stand out. But sometimes the crowd still doesn't do it for you because you still constantly feel out of place.
Do you ever get the vibe like no matter how much you put effort into joining certain friend groups, you just don't really belong anywhere? You're just a loner. Like I feel like I always try to make the effort to meet new people, to insert myself in different groups. I don't know. I just always get like pushback or people just start acting really weird towards me.
It is concerning how this distorted meaning of personality has become so embraced that people are starting to accept that they have no personality.
Does anybody else just feel like a blank stare? Like, it's so hard to explain, but I just mean like, you just feel so bland. I don't really have anything that I love to do. I don't really have like favorite things.
It is also related to being highly social and conversational. And people who feel like they do not have the social skills simply agree to the fact that they have no personality and are uninteresting.
Does anyone else have the ability to just have no personality at all? Sometimes I try to summon one, but my mind is a blank slate. I'll try to ask an interesting thing, and the only thing on my mind is who's excited for summer, even if it's the summer.
Even more concerning is the fact that they try to figure out and understand why it is that they have no personality. And one of those reasons apparently is because they did not have a rebellious teenage phase.
I didn't have a rebellious phase as a teenager, and as a result, I have no personality, and I'm basically a grandma, so.
Now I may judge her for believing that she has no personality, but that would be wrong because if we're being honest, the internet has been pretty convincing. The irony is that we kept asking for something that has always been there because personality was never lacking. It was just not acknowledged in quieter forms. We were simply associating calmness to lack, subtlety to boring, and softness to emptiness. We indirectly just asked for personality to become performative, forgetting that the different variations of personality was what added to the beauty of life. But let me know, do you agree that personality must be expressive and loud, or is this distorted notion just insane? Thank you all for watching today's video. Do want to like and subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.